If you're looking for the most effective schemes for the Madden 21 season, make sure to head over to acemadden.com. Our Pro and Elite memberships offer you access to over 10 ebooks that our pro players from TNC are going to be releasing over the next 12 months. And if you want to become a member, make sure to use code ACE for 10% off at checkout. What's up, guys? It's your boy Ace, and we are back for another Madden season. It's been a while for me personally. I haven't posted a tip in quite some time. Madden 20 is totally in my rear view mirror, and we are on to Madden 21. Now, this is like Christmas for most of us. You know, the new game. Most of us are just hoping that it doesn't suck ass. Well, we'll find out about that, in the coming weeks. My first impression is that the game is actually quite good. I wouldn't be mad if they don't patch it. I mean, they're going to, but I wouldn't be mad if this was the version of the game we're stuck with all year. I'm sure there's something in the game right now that's broken that we don't know about yet. That's a topic for another video. The topic of this video is going to be how to play defense in Madden 21. So let's just get right into it. So if you remember last year, the way that people liked to attack really anything was, like deep crossers and things of that nature. So we'll just go to a standard play like PA counter go, very popular. And the way that people would set this up is they would just kind of, have a streak over there. Usually they'd be running it to the wide side, but we're not on a hash. And they would just do this. Wait for the cross to go over. The user has to run with it. And then, boom, look at that. Just a huge gain that's like 33 yards, and they get out of bounds. That's something that was super frustrating. You had to get pretty creative on defense to stop that. You had to do some cross mans. Maybe you had to user it yourself. Mid-reads could play it for a little bit of time. Some match coverages, if you kind of set it up right, could play it. This year, you don't have to do that. Now, that's actually a blessing because the user is very slow because of the new attribute or the new rating that they put in. So the way we're going to counteract this is we're going to go to coaching adjustments. And then what you're going to see is we have these new zone drops. And what we're going to do is, let me pause real quick to explain this. Cloud flats generally dropped about, I think, 17 to 20 yards, somewhere in there by default. That's simply not deep enough to cover these routes. So what you're going to have to do, again, I'm going to need to call timeout. Let's go ahead and not call our play quickly. Let's go ahead and set up our zone drops first. So we're going to go to flats. So what's going to happen here? So zone drops flats, and we're going to go to 25 yards to start. I will go over this pretty in depth. So if you want to stick around, you'll see, different things you can do with this. So we'll go to Tampa 2, and we'll call the same play. So what you're going to see this time, I'm not 100% sure if 25 is going to be deep enough. I think it will be. So let's go ahead and see what happens to the crosser. And just like that, you see how your guy's actually there in position to make a play? Now, if you click on, that's a pick. If you click on as a user defender, that is going to be a pick. You probably could have gone to 30. It wouldn't hurt you to go to 30. I just think that's a little, like a tad too deep to play this kind of route. And it's going to play those sharp post routes as well that are a major pain in the ass. So here's how I would personally set this defense up. So one thing you're going to notice, I'll probably have to call another timeout in a second. When you go to drops, zone drops and coaching adjustments, you're going to see we have hooks, curl flats, and flats. This zone drops flats is going to be your depth for all flat zones. That includes hard flats. That includes cloud flats. Curl flats obviously has its own zone drop. Let me call it timeout. So one thing you're going to have to do, you can't Mabel that side, because if you Mabel it with a hard flat, what's going to happen is that hard flat's going to drop 25 yards, and we don't want that. So let's go ahead and go back to our coaching adjustments, and be sure to ask any questions in the comment section, and I will answer all questions for you. So zone drops, we're going to go to curl flats 5, and you'll see why we do that in just a second. Go to Tampa 2. And then what we're going to see here is I like to put this guy over here in a curl flat, and then we're going to use this guy. And you're going to see what happens is on that side of the field, we now have Mabel. My guy didn't react for some reason, but like I said, if you click on and try to make a play, that is likely going to be a pick. So let's pay attention to the right side of the field. This guy's a curl flat, but look at how he plays. He actually goes to about 5 yards of depth, so any kind of drag route coming from left to right, that's going to get bagged. Meanwhile, sure, there's a little window. You could take this away with your user, this little window over the middle. My guy's actually just, because I didn't actually user him, he's just standing there. But you can carry him over the middle, take away that little window over the middle, and then once he gets about to the 30-yard line or this marker over here, you can just come back down shallow, pass him off to your outside cloud flat who is reading the quarterback and ready to make a play on the ball. Watch it from a little further out. Here's our Mabel. You're going to see the sideline is completely taken away. Now, one thing I'm going to say, there's going to be some routes that will kind of fit in right here, and it's going to be either a completion or it's going to be like a catch in traffic or something. It's going to be the zone drops you're going to have to mess with a little bit. So we have it right now at 25 and 5. Let's go ahead and look at them again. Remember, this is for your hard flats and your cloud flats. That's why we have to use our curl flats as a hard flat. I hope that makes sense. I know it's a little confusing. I hate doing these kind of videos in Play Now, but I had to for the coaching adjustments. So I'm going to show you one more time. PA counter go, and then let's go to 3-3-5. It's a good one to do it out of. And remember, I'm going to actually carry that crosser route or crossing route until he gets to the sideline. So let's go ahead and snap. So boom, carry him, come back down, and then you're good. That's the most effective way to play defense this year. People are going to be trying those deep crossing routes still because that's what they're familiar with from last year. Let me go to instant replay real quick. So the reason that this is so important this year is because your user just isn't as fast. So what you have to do is basically control a small part of the field and have full control over it and make sure that your sidelines are covered. At least that's how I'm going to be playing defense this year, at least at the very beginning, because everybody is so programmed to throwing these deep crossers because there just really wasn't anything to really take it away comfortably. You had to get pretty creative. Right here, this is, a pretty easy adjustment. And you don't have to worry about this guy dropping so far back that any kind of drag route coming across would be like basically a 10-yard gain because we have this guy here ready to play, any kind of in route from the other side of the field or a drag or anything like that, which is perfect. That's what we want, especially since when they have a formation like trips tight end, they're going to be playing with the ball on, they're going to have their trips on the wide side, and they likely have a lot of room to run, the post and the crossers from the other side of the field. So we like to basically Mabel our short side and effectively take away the route combos on that side. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. I haven't made a tips video in a while. Hopefully I didn't ramble. Hopefully it all made sense to you. Let me know in the comment section if this was helpful. Drop a like, subscribe for daily Madden 21 tips. And of course, if you have any kind of request, I'm open to requests. I will, look at every single one of them. And if it's something that's kind of commonly requested, I will be sure to hit it as soon as I can. So thanks for watching. It feels good to be back, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.